Wheeling, West Virginia. I was just in your town and I saw multiple places where people are discussing whether to allow or oppose a data center. And I wanted to just add my opinion to that. I was a policy analyst for around 20 years in New York, and one of my areas was labor and economic development policy. And I've been traveling around 2,000 miles over various rivers and canals in the Rust Belt, and I'm specifically studying the relationship between infrastructure and local laws and how that impacts how much a community is thriving in terms of their main street. So I wanted to just add my opinion there. I was at the Bridge Tavern, and I heard an old man say to another man, "What do they manufacture?" And the answer is nothing. These data centers, they get their tax breaks from industrial development agencies, but there's nothing industrial about them. It's not like they're making pipes, they're not doing anything. They're not making anything. They are simply rooms full of computers that are running software, and there are very few human operators that have a job maintaining them. Their inputs are water to keep them cool and tremendous amounts of electricity to keep them running. If industrial is analogous to using your hands and your trade skills, and white collar means sitting at a desk and using your eyes and mouth, data centers are analogous to a robot that a firm hires to go in and do the work of the blue collar workers and the white collar workers. In New York, we just had a scandal where the Rockland County IDA gave J.P. Morgan Chase a $77 million tax break to create a single permanent job. So it's not like you're talking about whether to allow, a Walmart / Applebee's / Lowe's Plaza in the next town over at the expense of your Main Street businesses, but the Walmart, Lowe's, Applebee's promises to hire 100 employees and give customers a one-stop shopping experience. No one goes to a data center. Hardly anyone is employed by a data center. It's just a place where gigantic firms run their computers in a race to get more AI, to mine more people's data, and figure out how to confuse you so that you think that you're talking to a human being when you call a customer service representative, but you're actually talking to a machine like Sarah Connor talking to her mother in the first Terminator movie. Data centers are a bit like a firm trying to find a place to put their waste, except rather than just lowering the property values of the community, they're also sucking up water and increasing everyone's utility bills tremendously. And that's just because of supply and demand. It's not environmentalism, it's physics and economics. You fill a warehouse with computers that run 24/7, and you need to cool them with water and feed them with electricity. I don't know anything about water rights and policy, but I look at what's going on out on the Colorado River and the battle for water rights between the downriver residents and businesses and the states in the Colorado River watershed, and it looks like an expensive disaster that I would not want to risk. In terms of utility bills, we've had data centers and crypto mining warehouses and flock cameras and all that stuff in New York, all of which uses electricity, and my utility bill has gone from $290 in the winter of 2024 to almost $600 in February of this year for my 3-bedroom apartment. Where my parents live, they're doing a class action lawsuit against the utility company. But the utility company gets their rates approved by the Public Service Commission based on their cost drivers and the supply of electricity. You drop a data center into a place that uses the same electricity as between 4,000 residences if it's small and 75,000 residences if it's large. And what do you think is going to happen to your utility bill? And speaking of utility, what utility does a data center provide? Not jobs, not products. A data center is basically just a place that collects information about you, where you go, what you buy, and they sell it to gigantic corporations that have destroyed Main Street in America already, so that they can tailor their advertising to you, so that AI can make videos so that they don't have to have actors play in those videos and they don't have to pay them, so that they don't have to have writers like me and pay them. They don't have to pay musicians. It just, the computer generates everything. We need data centers as a civilization the way that John Henry needed the steam locomotive to come through town. As much as the textile industry needed Nike to set up sweatshops in Indonesia, or the way that Winston from 1984 needed Big Brother to watch over him. Wheeling, I hope you reject the data center for your own good, and I hope every other community rejects them across the United States for the good of American workers and consumers and for humanity in general.